First on the news at 6 o'clock, we are learning more tonight about the Baton Rouge police officers fired last week, accused of destroying evidence during an illegal strip search years ago. It's been about a year since they were arrested and 3 months since they were indicted, raising questions about the timing. Bess Casserly in the WBRZ investigative unit looking into the officers and if they can get their jobs back.
Well, Michael, BRPD Chief TJ Morse terminated Lieutenant Troy Lawrence, Corporal Todd Thomas, Corporal Douglas Schutz, and the 4th officer, Martell Jackson, resigned. The former Baton Rouge police officers have been on paid administrative leave until last week. They're facing trial for being party to a beating and strip search in 2020 and trying to destroy evidence of it, specifically by misplacing the body cam footage.
There's some motion or some notion that we're just going to lie and say we didn't have it or it wasn't working or we didn't turn it on or whatever. I mean, it really undercuts the whole reason for its existence.
In his letter detailing the reasons for the officers' terminations, Chief TJ Morse said his decision is based on the internal investigation and not the criminal case, which is still pending. Morse states the internal investigation began in August.
If somebody's indicted, that's a pretty easy, here's your notice, this is why we are anticipating terminating you. You have 7 days or 10 days to respond to us either in writing or in person, and then they're generally terminated. So that it did seem kind of like an inordinate amount of time.
Morse says, while I recognize the concerns they raise with procedural and timeline issues, I've been advised by department attorneys that the issues have valid counter-legal arguments and precedents which would not prohibit me in making my decision. The procedural issues he's referring to, according to attorney Jill Kraft,
and in my mind's eye most important,
are possible violations of the Peace Officers' Bill of Rights, which states that any investigations, hearings, or disciplinary actions must take place in a timely manner.
If you were to violate an officer's rights under the Peace Officer Bill of Rights, for example, the law says that any disciplinary action you've taken as a result is null and void.
Meaning, if the Civil Service Board finds a violation like that, the officers could be reinstated and owed back pay. This would only apply to Lawrence, Thomas, and Schutz, not Jackson, who resigned.
So resignation means that he does not have a right to an appeal per se. So that means his career is over. He doesn't carry the stigma of termination on his record for whatever that means. But that also means that he, generally speaking, would not have a right to appeal to the Civil Service Board.
While the officers may be able to be reinstated by the board, if after the trial they're convicted of malfeasance in office, they will no longer be able to work as a law enforcement officer anywhere in the state. Live in the newsroom for the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.